Just, what's your answer? We don't need to look at the question if most people have it right.
C.
C? Do we agree?
No.
How many C's do we have? 1, 2, 3. That's not a majority. What else do we have?
D.
How many D's? 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have a majority on this question. We need to go over it. So read the question for us now.
Which of the following statements best characterizes the individual perspectives presented in the two passages?
Well, okay. What can we see about this? I mean, who can support their answers? The first passage, what is it about? Why are these passages even together? Alright, well, let's read the context first. Can you read the context, Han? It's the italics at the beginning. The first of the following excerpts.
The first of the following excerpts is adopted from a 1996 essay about an exhibit of paintings by the Dutch artist Johannes Vermeer. The second is from an autobiography written in 1962.
That should probably give us, like, basically some clues. Alright, so how many C's and how many D's? Do we have 3 and 3? We have 4 D's, right? Is that right? So let's look at D first. Let's read answer D for us. The first passage.
The first passage offers the views of 2 adults, whereas the second presents a child's perspective.
Those of us who said D, where do we see this? 2 adults. Who are the 2 adults I'm talking about?
Edward Snow.
Okay, Edward Snow. What did Edward Snow do? What did he write? Yeah, he wrote this book about Vermeer, this painter. Who's the other adult then? The narrator. Where do we see the narrator express his own opinions? Yeah, line 17. My responses to this and other Vermeer paintings were rarely as passionate and personal and passionate as Snow's. So he's comparing his response to that of Snow's, but yeah, there's another view of 2 adults. Well, what about the second one? Does this represent a child's perspective? Yeah, kind of. It's the narrator looking back at his childhood and he sees some scary painting or something and he's afraid of it. But yeah, that was sort of like through his eyes as a child. D is our answer. What's the problem with C? We don't know necessarily that they're collectors. They probably are people who know about art, who might be experts. But we don't know if they're collectors. Also, there's another problem with C. Prodigy. What is a prodigy? It's like a really smart kid who, like, you know, is like good at everything from a very young age, and we don't really see much evidence about that either. Anyways, let's take a look at question number 14. You get to answer again. What do you have? 14. C. Do we agree? How many C's? How many E's? 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a majority. It's a slim majority, but it's a majority, and it is right. 15. What do we have? D. Do we agree? How many D's? The majority says D. The majority is right. Alright, so you can pass it on to somebody else. Who's next? You can point if you don't remember names very well.
Edwin.
Okay, fine. Edwin, what do you have for question number 16?
I choose A.
A? Do we agree? How many A's? Most of us. Pass it on. So 17? You said Tony? Tony, what do you have for 17?
A.
What?
A.
A? Do we agree? How many A's for number 17? 1, 2, 3. That's not a majority. Sean, is that a hand up also?
No.
No? What else do we have? B? How many B's? 2 B's. We're not going to have a majority on this question, I can see already. So, Tony, you can read it for us, actually. Question number 17.
The second paragraph, passage 1, line 17 to 29, primarily serves to...
Well, so, this is a kind of complicated question. What do we need to look at first? What do we want to take a look at?
Second paragraph.
Second paragraph, right? And what are we trying to figure out? Basically the main idea, because of primarily. Where do we usually find this?
First.
Usually near the beginning, so let's take a look at 17. Okay, beginning on 17, can you read for us, Tony? My responses to this.
My responses to this and other Vermeer paintings were really as personal and passionate as those. It was private.
Okay, well, so hold on a second. Does this answer our question for us? Probably not. Although it does rule out answers like A. What are we going to talk about after this? The narrator's perspective, exactly. So we need to read on, though, to figure out what the narrator's perspective is to understand this even better. Alright, so read on a little bit more to his private testimony.
His private testimony regarding the girl with the pearl earring. I would only add that a great deal of whatever impact it has on the viewer seems to me to derive from very specific, very visible painterly.
So what is he saying about the power of the girl with the pearl earring? Where does it come from? Where does the power of this painting come from? From the techniques, visible techniques, and then if you keep reading, the light-colored spots.
The light-colored spots that appear to round her lip, the shift from light pink to darker, that forms a rich glow or noise.
What are these examples of? Painting techniques. So what is the answer then to our question? D. How he achieves specific effects in his paintings. How do you achieve a specific effect in a painting? He uses some sort of painterly technique. Okay, so D is our answer, and I don't think, that's not what we said, was it? I don't know if anyone said that. So it was, okay. Alright, anyways, what about number 18? Tony, what do you have for that?
B.
B, do we agree?
No.
How many B's? It's a majority, and it's right. 19, who's next?
Sean.
Okay, Sean, what do you have for number 19? A, do we agree? How many A's? Okay, it's the majority. It's right. Which Justin? Is Justin? Okay, Justin, what do you have for number 20?
C.
C, do we agree? How many C's? It is a majority, and it is correct. Moving on to the next page. There's what do we have for number 21? E, do we agree? If not, what do we have?
C.
How many C's? Most of us say C. C is correct. Just guess again, number 22.
B.
B, do we agree? How many B's do we have? 4, 5. Yeah, it's the majority, and it is correct again. Pass it on.
G.
JB 23. B, do we agree? Apparently we don't. What else do we have? D. How many D's? How many E's? We don't have a majority on this question. We're going to need to look at it. Can you read the question for us, JD? 23 in.
Mine says searching most nearly.
Alright, so we're going to look for the word searching and try to figure out what it means in context, and don't forget to plug your answer in after you're done. Take a look from, I don't know, where's the beginning of the sentence?
The searching.
Yeah, the searching, okay.
The searching days was always the same, so melancholy and the teasing that I began to feel a sense of guilt again.
Okay, so what is this? What is this gaze that we're talking about? The searching gaze. Where is it coming from?
From the drawing.
From the painting, the drawing that he sees on the wall. Okay, and what's it doing?
It's like making the guilty.
Making him feel guilty. So it's watching him. How would it make him feel guilty? Must be watching him. Must be knowing what he's thinking. Must be like watching him on the inside, watching him really deeply. What does that seem most similar to? Penetrating. Do we know what all these words mean? Beseeching? Anybody know what beseeching means? Beseeching means like begging, like asking for something. Do we know what forlorn means? Sad. Alright, anyways, hopefully we see why the answer is E. And JB, you get to guess again for 24.
D.
D?
Yeah.
Do we agree? Guess we don't. What else do we have?
C.
How many C's? The majority says C, and they're right. Alright, let's move on to the next section. 55. David, what do you have?
C.
C, do we agree? How many C's? That's right.
20.
Okay, Tony, what do you have for question number 2?
A.
A, do we agree? How many A's? 4. Exactly half of us. What else do we have? Let's take a look at it. Can you read the question for us?
The plots of Agatha Christie's detective stories reflect the complexities hidden beneath the simple appearances of English village life.
Okay. Alright, so what do we predict?
Complex.
Okay, probably something similar to complex. Something like that. So what's a better answer, A or B? A is better. They're actually a little bit similar. Discrete can mean hidden, but actually it's not the plots that are hidden. It's the complexities, all these details that are hidden within it. So actually intricate or complex would be a better answer. Anyways, I think you got that question right, didn't you? So you get to pass it on. Ross, didn't he choose you?
Yeah.
You can't pick the person who chose you, just to keep it from becoming a battle. Joseph, what do you have for question 3?
D.
D, do we agree? How many D's? Less than half of us. What else do we have? Alright, we need to go over this question. Joseph, read it for us.
However, officials authorize blank because they want to have complete enumeration of the country's population.
Complete enumeration of the country's population. Well, if we know the vocab, it should be easy for us, but maybe we don't know the vocab. What does enumeration mean? Can you guess with the roots? Enumerate sounds similar to number. Enumeration means counting or listing. Of the country's population? Of counting the country's population? There's a word for this. Does anyone know what it is? Census. That's what a census is. A census is when you count the population of a country, maybe by different age group or different race or whatever it is. You're kind of just like totaling everyone up. Alright, anyways, you got it right, so pass it on to question number 4. Who's going to answer?
Sean.
Sean, okay. Sean, what do you have for number 4?
I chose
E. Do we agree?
yes.
How many E's? It's not a majority. What else do we have? No one else wants to share their answers? A. A? Any other A's? Alright, read the question for us, Sean. Even in her fiction writing.
Even in her fiction writing, beneath such a grand functions as a kind of historian in that she went to the world experience and through her character.
Well, so what do we predict here? She's writing. What is she probably doing? She's writing sort of kind of historian in the fact that she probably, I don't know, tells the real experiences. Wouldn't that be like our most logical prediction? Writes about, tells, explains. What answer is most similar to this? A, predict. What's different? E, surmises. What does surmise mean? Does anyone know? It means to guess. Surmise means to guess. Is she guessing? No, she guesses history. Our answer is C. Chronicles. What does chronicle mean? To chronicle means to
Lay in like order of years.
tell stories, basically, usually in chronological order. Yeah, I guess it does come from the same roots, but especially just sort of like when we see like history, like if you are like telling history or writing a story about history, it's chronicling. It's like telling about a series of events or something. Alright, so anyways, number 5, what do we have? Back to Sean, what do you have for 5? B. Is that right? You said? Do we agree?
Yeah.
How many B's? Most of us say B. We all know what these things mean. What is a zealot?
Passionate. Passionate.
Yeah, passionate. Partisan? Yeah, partisan means like sides, basically. One side. Okay, it is right. Cool. Sean, who's next? Her? You mean Sunghyun? Okay. It's second day. I have a list in front of me, so it's easy. Sunghyun, what do you have for question number 6?
C.
C, do we agree? Apparently not. What else do we have?
D.
E.